This is part two, and Colonel Wilkerson has the formula. The question is, will Netanyahu agree with it, or will he keep pushing forward?
It's like saying, okay, you're 90 million people with a long, long, almost impossible to defend border, and you have enemies galore, including the United States, and we want you to disarm. That's what it's saying, because they don't have the conventional military type that we have, or that other countries in the region have, the Saudis, for example. Um, they have missiles, and that's the backbone ever since remember the War of the Cities? Saddam Hussein's shooting his scuds and the Iranians shooting. Well, that's where they learned that that was a pretty damn effective system, and then they got more and more effective at it, both domestically and from foreign support. That's their defense now. That is their equivalent of our military. I mean, sure, they have a military, they have an RGC, they have a Navy, they have a national military, and they have somewhat of an Air Force. But their main defense is their missilery. And to take that away from them is to leave them naked in a very dangerous region. It's absurd to insist on that. And Netanyahu knows that. He knows that. What Netanyahu wants is regime change, period, or chaos. He'll take either one. Kinzer had some really good remarks on that, too. I didn't realize that he had made it's in his new book he was talking about. All the groups in Iran that are now very professionally and very carefully, even tediously, almost step by step, door by door, city by city, working on inside Iran having a better government, locally, intermediately, and in Tehran. And how many women are involved in this? And it kind of got spawned out of remember the uprising of the women when the woman was killed. And he said, Stephen said, he is one of the world's experts on regime change. He studied almost all of them. He said, we should be not doing it in a way to overthrow the Ayatollah or the Majlis or any other aspect of the existing Iranian government. We should be helping these people to be even better at the democratization they're trying to create inside Iran. Not overthrow the government, but to create more and meaningful democracy in Iran, recognizing that there's already some democracy in Iran, more probably than there is in Israel. In fact, I will say emphatically, there's more democracy in Iran than there is in Israel, certainly now. So I think he's right. And he says, don't let the usual groups do it, USAID and, the ones that we put in there for regime change. Let the people who do this sort of thing the best, the international organizations, for example, help them and contact them and tell them you want to help them. And they're probably not going to believe you because they think we're trying to overthrow the regime too. But just his admission, or not admission, that's not the right word, just his study of these groups and his description of them gives me some hope that what's going to happen in Iran, if it's left alone, is the Iranian people are going to modify their government slowly over time to be more and more receptive to their needs. And that's what you want.
Larry, the reality of what's going on in Iran, I think many of us who are living outside of Iran, we don't understand, because anything happening here in Iran, you see these Mossad agents, you see all these NGOs trying to, even with, these protests started with the difficulties with the case of the economy, which was caused, by the way, by the United States, and Scott Besson said that.
That's the first thing
he said that.
Yeah.
And after that, letting the people decide what they want, they turn everything into a chaos because they don't want any sort of order. They want to destroy everything, Larry. The plan for Iran, in my opinion, seeing what has happened in Iran in the last 3 weeks here in Iran, they have the same plan for Iran as they did in Syria. They want to destroy everything. There is nothing to be left to be. They're gonna do everything to make a new Syria here in Iran. And that's the problem. That's the danger, in my opinion. And the government totally understand that. They know these people are serious people. I talk with some of them. They're complicated people. They're so intelligent. They know what's going on. They know the differences. They recognize this sort of uncertainty on the part of the people, considering the economy. They differentiate what's going on in terms of riots and protests. They know that. And but after all, Iran is different, Larry. You cannot imagine anything of that sort would happen in Iran. I assume anything happening, they try to manipulate as much as they can here in Iran. They don't let the people to achieve what they want to achieve, to put pressure on the government. These policies, considering the economy, they're not correct. You have to go in that direction instead of this direction. But that's not going to happen. I would say that. Larry Pezeshkian tried to do everything when these protesters came out, and he was talking with them, negotiating with them, trying to address the issue with the economy. But they don't want this. They want to destroy Iran from within. They're trying to destroy it from within, manipulate the society, attack from outside. This is the plan on their part.
You don't have to convince me. I know what the motivations are. I was inside the government, inside the military for over 40 years. I know what the motivations are for America. Basically, the motivation in the military was to reverse the coup, reverse the coup that the Ayatollah pulled off. That was the major motivation. Still the motivation.
So you see, there we are, always there meddling with other countries. So who's the biggest warmonger in the world? The United States government. We always have been. We should have learned from Vietnam, and we should have learned when Smedley Butler wrote his book in 1935 called War's a Racket. But there's just simply too much profit in it, and that's what the corporations want. They could care less if you have a sovereign nation, if you have a nation. And the globalists would like to rule the world. So where it ends, stay tuned, folks. This is the Conscious Hour. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like button, share button, and please donate if you can. Look forward to putting out some more information so you can figure out what's going on in the world. Not like you watch on the mainstream media, that's for sure.